What?
Footage used in this video is owned entirely by the copyright holders. I make no claim or ownership and simply use the footage for purposes of education, commentary, and criticism under fair use. What is love? Love is a feeling or action of affection for something or someone. When someone says, "I love you," or "I love this," it's usually to convey how much they care about that, whatever it is or whoever that is. People love lots of things, whether it be a child loving a pet, or a husband loving his wife, or an otaku loving his favorite anime waifu pillow. But this video isn't about otakus. Well, it sort of is, but that's not the point. This is about a love so symbolic, so heart-wrenching, that not even the most macho man can hold back tears. And that love, my friends, is lies. Yeah, you weren't really expecting that, were you? And why am I talking about lies being love? Well, that's because I just recently watched one of the best and saddest animes I think I've ever watched, and that is Oshi. So what is so sad about this anime that I made a video about it instead of just posting like gaming content or a cover song or MLG? Anyway, enough wasting time. Just sit back, guys, and let's take a look at Oshi, the saddest anime I've ever seen. Oshi is a Japanese anime created by HecateCover, written by Aka Akasaka, well, the story is anyway, and directed by Daisuke Hiramaki. The anime was made to be adapted from the manga of the same name and written by Aka Akasaka, and illustrated by... Dang it, I forgot to put his name in the script, sorry about that. Since its release, it's been hailed as one of the best anime of the year, even outdoing the new season of Demon Slayer in popularity. Ha! Take that, Demon Slayer! You were never really that good anyway! Ha ha! In fact, Oshi was even ranked number 5 on Anime Japan's Most Wanted Anime Adaptation poll in 2022. And honestly, I've actually never heard of Oshi until I watched it. The only way I knew about it was I went on 9anime, wanted to watch some anime, I saw it on my recommended, I thought, what's this? This looks interesting, because it kind of stood out to me. So I clicked it, watched it, and yeah, the rest is history. And I also never read the manga, so I went into the anime completely blind, which I think was the best way to experience this anime, because I was not expecting anything magnificent or masterful about this anime. I thought it was just going to be a generic idol anime with cheesy pop music. But no, it's actually a very beautiful anime. It shows the beauty of motherly love, shows a person looking for true happiness and love and finding it in the most unexpected way possible. It has character progression. It has good writing. Like, my gosh, Oshi is probably one of the best written anime of 2023, not gonna lie. I mean, look at this animation. Look at it, it's so beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to watch this? But enough about gushing over this anime, it's time I talk about this. Let's get into the story, shall we? The anime opens up with a gynecologist, Goro Amameya, talking about lies being weapons, used to fabricate, and used to tell people that they love them, which is kind of an important plot point in this anime, which I will get to in a little bit. And then, after he's done monologuing about lies, we get him getting really into a recording of a Kamachi B eye concert, oogling over eye. It's kind of cute, but at the same time it's also kind of creepy. After his eye session, get it anyway, he and a nurse have a conversation up on the roof, where Goro says the reason that he loves eye so much is because of a former patient he had known as Serena. Serena, who was a terminally ill patient under the care of Goro, was a huge fan of Ai, saying that she wishes she could be an idol just like her. Serena hits Goro with a question. Haven't you ever thought about what it'd be like if you were born as a celebrity's child? This is something that's going to come very, very soon in the anime, and it becomes very important. A few months later, however, Serena eventually dies from an illness, leaving Goro being a fan of Ai in honor of Serena. We actually get a pretty hilarious joke with the nurse asking him if Ai were to ask him on a date, would he go out with her? And honestly, it's creepy, but hey, come on, it's Sokka. He knows how to write comedy. That joke was actually pretty funny. Later that day, Goro sees to another patient, and the patient is a young 16-year-old girl who's 20 weeks pregnant. Little do we know that patient is actually Ai herself. What the heck? Oh my gosh, who would have known? And we also learn that she's pregnant with twins. That's right, baby. She's got twins. Ichigo Saito, the blonde guy who was sitting next to her, is the guy who found Ai and made her into an idol. He also has a pretty good character. I like him. He's not too underused and he's not too overused. He's just right. He's perfect. Mwah. After seeing this revelation that occurs to him, Goro does this outside of the room. Yeah, it's very weird. Anyway, he overhears Ichigo Saito asking Ai who the father was, but Ai playfully brushed it off and wouldn't tell him, saying it. And again, the line, "Lies are love," comes back, reminding the audience to pay close attention to this due to its major role in the story. The due date has finally arrived, and Ai is expected to go into labor at any minute. Goro is going to go home for the night, but promises to help deliver the babies when she gives him a call. Heading out of the hospital, Goro walks down the nightlit sidewalk and is approached by a guy who's been stalking Ai for quite some time. The man asks if Ai is in the hospital, but the man uses Ai's family name, which has never been revealed to the public. Knowing this, Goro confronts the man, but before he could get any information out of the stalker, the man runs away, and Goro chases after him. Reaching a cliff, Goro loses the stalker, but out of nowhere, the stalker pushes Goro off the cliff, and now he's dead! He's dead! What the heck? As he lies dying, Goro hears his phone ringing, letting him know that Ai has gone into labor. Before dying, Goro remembers what Serena asked him, and just like that, he's dead, not being able to fulfill his promise to Ai. Title card. Psych! You thought Goro was dead, didn't you? Well, it turns out that he's been reincarnated into Ai's son, Aquamarine. Yes, that's his name. Don't question it. But that's not all. Turns out his sister Ruby, which is actually Serena reborn into Ai's daughter. Who'd have thought? Not only are they both reborn, but they also still have the memories from their past lives. Anyway, back to the story. As Ai is holding Aqua and Ruby, Sato and his wife, Miyako, enter the room, and Sato tells Ai that it's time to get back to show business, that Miyako will look after Aqua and Ruby. When Ai asks if she could take her kids into the studio, Sato says no, reminding her of the risks if anyone found out. Ai is quite hopeless as a mother, which, fits her character. Later, we almost get a flash scene, but like a Chad, Aqua was there to keep our eyes pure. Thanks, Aqua. At the studio, B. Komachi is preparing to perform. Back at home, Aqua is watching his mother on live television, where she almost immediately tells everyone about her kids, but quickly saves herself before she says too much. While B. Komachi is performing, the anime shows what the entertainment industry is truly like behind the scenes. No one in the staff really gives a damn about B. Komachi, with one person saying that the music is just average. Hey, kinda like mine. The idol industry is so oversaturated that none of the staff members really care about Ai or any of the other idols. This is the sad truth of the entertainment industry, since it's very judgmental, very ruthless, and you have to constantly one-up every other competitor just to keep your career. Saito explains that in the industry, lies and self-interest are concealed by smiles. The staff even lie to get the very best performances. Even the higher-ups, they act like what they're making is great, but in reality, all they truly care about is money, kind of like the gaming industry with EA and Ubisoft. I could go on for a bit longer with how dark the entertainment industry is, but then this video would be like I don't know, 2 hours long, and I don't have time or dedication to put into a 2-hour long video because I have other things to do, like finishing up high school and getting ready to go off to college in 2 months. If you want to know more about the dark truths of the Japanese entertainment industry, then I suggest watching the Anime Man's video where he has an interview with an ex-idol. Anyway, back to the apartment. Aqua and Ruby watch a performance of I, with Ruby talking about how great I is. Meanwhile though, the guy who killed Goro is having a mental breakdown, calling her a liar, and saying that she tricked him. We cut to the apartment where we get an actually funny breastfeeding moment. Okay, honestly, I think Saga can make just about anything funny. After that gag, I leaves for some work and leaves the kids with Miyako, who has grown tired of caring for Aqua and Ruby and tries to expose Ai's secret. But before she could carry out her plan, Ruby and Aqua stop her by pretending to be gods. The plan works, and Miyako doesn't carry out a plan and continues to care for Aqua and Ruby. A few months later, Bikamachi is steadily rising, but is also not making that much in revenue. Hey, just like During the scene, Ai says she wants to send her kids to good schools and have them take lessons to give them a lot of options by earning as much as she can. The line when she says she wants to send her kids to good schools, it gets very sad when you've watched the anime for the second time. Anyway, this scene just makes Ai's character even more memorable and just makes the ending a lot more sadder. She wants her kids to be happy, to have the happiness that she's always wanted. We also learn that being an idol is a super risky job, where no matter how good your group is, the industry is going to usually pick a solo singer over them, forcing the idols that couldn't make it to become Minato girls that get by getting paid to go out drinking, or work as waiters in a food and drink establishment. So what she's saying is, basically, is that being an idol is rough. In the entertainment industry, you'll never be able to make it unless you have that something special that'll allow you to compete on your own. This is also true in many other forms of industry, like YouTube, except for TikTok. That's for people with mental disorders. After the scene, we get back to Ai finishing dance lessons. She then proceeds to browse comments only to find one person saying that her smile is fake and lacks feeling, which becomes important a little later on in the story. We now get to one of the best scenes in the show, where Aqua and Ruby attend one of Ai's concerts. While performing, Ai tells the audience that everything about her image is calculated. It's all made up of lies. She then notices Aqua and Ruby doing a dance with light sticks, which reminds me a lot of lightsabers from Star Wars and all the hatred and disappointment Disney has put me through. I'll never forgive you, Disney! Seeing this, Ai makes the most beautiful smile I've ever seen. But what's more special about this smile is that this is the first time we ever get to see her make a genuine smile. It's beautiful, and I love it. Her kids are the things that give her real happiness, and she finally shows this in this truly wonderful scene. A few days later, Ai picks up some more gigs and eventually is hired for a film shoot. Here we meet the director, who is a character that I like a lot. He's a great character because he gives Aqua a chance to play a role in a movie which he dominates, and explains to him how the film industry works and how competitive and ruthless it truly is. We then meet a new character named Kana Aruma, a character who becomes important in the later episodes, so I won't talk too much about her. All you really need to know about her is that she's a bit of a dick because of fame getting to her head. I know it looks like I'm skipping a lot, but honestly, I just want to get this video done. We then get to Ruby's character arc, which is so well written, none of it feels pointless. Ruby is afraid of dancing because when she was Serena, she would always fall over, making her feel like she was nothing. But from some encouraging words from Ai and a beautifully animated scene, Ruby was able to not be afraid, overcome her fears, and dance her little heart out. After Ruby's character arc, Ai contacts Ruby and Aqua's father to see if he wants to meet them, because she overheard Aqua and Ruby wondering who their father was. This is a great scene because she didn't have to contact the kid's father, but she did. And it was such a selfless choice, just to make her kids happy, and I love it so much. But this decision, however, would come at a price. On the day of Ai's Derm concert, Ai hears the ring of a doorbell. Answering it, she thinks it's Saito, but unfortunately, the person at the door was the stalker. He then asks how the twins are doing, and after this, stabs her. The stalker then calls her a traitor, saying that she betrayed the fans. Ai then tells the stalker that she only told the fans lies to express her love. She lies because this is what she's used to. The only way to express her love was through lies. She then says that she wants to love the stalker as well, causing the stalker to instantly regret his decision and running off in utter regret. Before the stalker runs away though, Ai tells him about the star sand, a gift that the stalker gave to her years ago. You can see the star sand throughout the episode, and it ties into the symbolism that I will bring up in a little bit. As Ai lay dying, Aqua tries to help her, but there's nothing he can do. Ai then holds Aqua close and tells him and Ruby, who's on the other side of the door, that she wanted to see her kids grow up and live happy lives. She wanted to see them go to school, and she wonders what they'd grow up to be. She tells Ruby that she wanted to sing with her daughter. She wanted to be there with her kids as they grew. In her final seconds, Ai says that she's glad she gave birth to Aqua and Ruby. She doesn't regret her decision at all. Then we get to the part that broke me. Ai tells Aqua and Ruby that she loves them, something that she was afraid to do because she was worried that she might have been lying to them. For the first time, she was actually able to truly show real love. The reason she went against the door was to keep Ruby from watching her die and being traumatized by, watching her die. That is actually true love. When I encouraged Ruby not to be afraid to dance, that was true love. And when she chose to keep Aqua and Ruby instead of just getting rid of them, that was true love. When Ai dies, the sparkle that is in Aqua and Ruby's eyes disappear and don't show back up for the rest of the episode up until the end, which I think is a pretty neat detail, and I love it so much. Which perfectly segues me into the symbolism. The stars represent Ai and her amazing talent, and when she had Aqua and Ruby, they each have one star pupil to represent that they have amazing talent that comes straight from Ai. Aqua has an amazing talent for acting, while Ruby has an incredible singing and dancing skills. The star as a pupil is also a metaphor for the term star pupil, a person that has the potential for success. The star sand represents that her fame and influence reaches so far to many people, they number the sand. And the scene with Goro comparing her to shining as bright as the evening star also means that her influence shines bright for everyone to see. It's symbolism like this that I just love, and one of the reasons why I think this show is so great and I love it so much. Another point I'd like to make is why in this anime it perfectly reflects a song that I adore very much called Arcade. A song that shows that love is a losing game. Love is basically a game in the sense that you'll win or lose. I wanted to experience true love, not knowing whether she'd win or lose, and on her final moments, she had lost the game. But she was actually happy that she had lost because at the same time, she had also won. A quote that comes to mind is a quote by a personal friend of mine, Hanzo Miyazaki, that goes, "Love is a losing game, but sometimes it is better to lose than it is to win." I loved her kids and paid that love with her life, because love comes with a price. The lyrics to the song also reflect the anime as well. with a broken heart is all that's left. Aqua and Ruby and the audience are all left with heartbreak. I'm still fixing all the cracks. Ai's death will leave Aqua and Ruby to recover and putting cracks in their lives. How many pennies in the slot means how many days you have left to live, with pennies representing your days of life, and the slot is how and where you spend those days. Ai didn't have long to live, but she spent as much time as possible with her kids. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is also another great anime that fits well with this song. I might make a video on that anime one day, but I don't know, because, I have other plans, and besides, like The Weeknd, I would very much like to save my tears for another day. I could go on a bit more on how Oshi no Ko fits well with Arcade, but this video is already far too long, so I'm just gonna wrap this one up now. The anime ends with Aqua and Ruby on their first day of high school, and Ruby looks at a picture of her mum, which is Akakasaka's jab at your heart, and Aqua beginning his plan to kill his father in revenge. We also get a post-credit scene, which is Akakasaka's final jab at your heart to make sure your heart is broken. In conclusion, Oshi no Ko is a masterpiece, and it's just going to get better with the second episode coming out very soon. If you want a well-written anime with strong characters and leaves you emotionally moved at the end, then I recommend this anime. The only complaint I have is that I kind of wish I would have mentioned Goro's name at least once in the show to show that she at least remembered him and all that he did for her, but that's just me. Anyway, I give Oshi no Ko a 9 out of 10. Alright, that was the video. I wanna thank you all for watching. That video took way longer than I expected to make, but it was all worth it. I'm definitely going to rewatch the first episode in the future, but I cannot wait for the next episodes to come out. A huge thank you to all of you who watched this video. Please like, subscribe, because I don't know if this video is going to get copyrighted or taken down, but just be sure to subscribe. So yeah, that was the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, mates.